Hi friends, welcome to IT Report. In this session we are going to see about two functions in dynamic management SQL Server from SQL Server. That is, one is SQL referencing entity and SQL referenced entity. What is meant by referencing entity and what is its functionality? First we see SQL referencing entity. It's a dynamic management function and it returns one row for each user defined object within the current database, which refers to another user defined object by name. It's a function used to list out object dependencies based on the table or view. Say for example, if a table is referred by one procedure and one function, it will return two rows because these procedure and function referenced that object. See that example. There's one table called employee. Here we use that function SQL referencing entities. It's a syntax with schema and then object name. It's a referenced class. It's a three types of referenced class we can use here. One is object, second one is database DDL triggers, and final one is server DDL triggers. Here we mentioned within the class object. So it will return what are the user defined objects are using this object. See, there is one function. It's a function. It was called employee, and one is the procedure, and one is view. These three user defined objects are using that object. So it was referred by, see that employee name was called here, and also that procedure and also the view. So this function return what are the user defined objects are calling reference by this object. So this is the SQL referencing entities. The second dynamic management function is SQL referenced entity. This is a similarity from referencing entity, and it returns one row for each user defined object which is referenced by name within the definition of a specified referencing object. For example, if a procedure used two tables in its definition, it will return two rows. So that object was referred by some other objects, it will return the number of objects list. So here, if you use this function as the input parameter, SQL is for referenced entities. So that function is also the object. So it will return the what are the columns are used and that reference the entity name. So it will return the reference entity also. So this function returns what are the objects are referred with this object. These objects are used in number of objects list. So this function lists out the objects what are used for this in this definition. So these are the simple example for referencing entities and referenced entities. Hope this session will be very useful to you. If you like this session, please like and subscribe. Thank you, friends.